back to another video, and I'm going to do a flip of the scavenger hunt 2023 that started on New Year's Eve during the streamathon. And because I have no life, it only took me 6 days to complete this. There is 100 prompts on here, and we only had to complete 90 of them to be eligible for the drawing, and I did 99. The only one I didn't do was the piece of origami. I don't have the paper. I don't do the folding, so I didn't do that one. And I did 2 reels on my Instagram of a quick flip because I knew I was going to do a detailed one on my channel. And I did this video twice already, and each time I forgot something on here that I did for the prompt. The second time, after the second one, I did the reels, and then I realized I forgot something else when I was doing the flip on that. So let's get started. Hopefully third time's a charm. So the first one is page of circles and your least favorite color. Mine is the brown. And then we had to use, there's 4 prompts for vintage children's books. And luckily I have 4 children's books that I use for my mixed media. This one is Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. I guess it's kind of vintage. Well, I don't know what the copyright is for that one, but it probably is vintage. I have one that's very old. So we get to that. And then this is washi tape. And then we had to use a label off a can. And we also had to make a pocket. So that's what I did. And then there's stitching. There's better stitching of this the next page. So we had to reuse artwork, and this happened to be part of our journal cover. It happened to be, I think, for the first scavenger hunt that Janet did, and this is Tyvek craft text that I made that cover from. I made an ATC. There's another ATC in here, and I also made a postcard, or cut a postcard. You'll see that later. And we had to make an ATC, and this is probably could cover reuse your artwork. I had taken, when I first got here, I took art journaling classes with DEfult, and I had a piece of mixed media paper and stuff on it from that class, so I cut it up a long time ago, and it sat for a while, and recently I made ATCs out of it, and that's one of them. Hopefully. It says, I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream, from Sleeping Beauty. And one of the prompts is a tag. I didn't do this tag for that prompt, but anyway. The prompt for these are, excuse me, I've been talking a lot. A foil. I'm going to use gold foil, and then a quote. And this is from Emperor's New Groove from Yzma. How should I do it? Oh, I know. I'll turn him into a flea, a harmless little flea, and then I'll put that flea in a box. And then I'll put that box inside another box, and then I'll mail it to myself. And when it arrives, I'll smash it with a hammer. And then you got outer space, and then a message from outer space, and watercolor. These are all stamps from Viva Las Vegas Stamps. And a napkin, and then we had to mind map a vegetable, so I used a vegetable napkin to do the mind mapping. A collage, and it also could be a magazine, because that was one of the prompts, was a magazine. And then the second of 4 of the vintage children's books, and this is definitely vintage. This was my mom's, and the Bopsy twins, so it's very fragile paper. And then we had to do candy or gum wrappers, and I don't eat the good stuff anymore, unfortunately. Well, I try not to. So this is wrappers from a book of candy. And this is a matte page, and then 3 of 4 of the vintage children's book, Winnie the Pooh. Feathers, this is something international. And then a tip-in. These are from Glitz Designs, the Whatnots, have them in forever. So, yeah, Hong Kong, Paris, and London. And then you got more stitching, the rubber stamp, and then postage, and then the 4th vintage children's book, though it's from 1984. It's another poem book. A New Kid on the Block. Kind of the same premise as Sidewalk Hens. And then Mandela. It's from my coloring book. It happened to be in this little junk journal that I made. And another prompt was book pages. And there's a lot of book pages in here. You got this Disney one, and then there's Winnie the Pooh in here. This is swatches, watercolor, food packaging, steampunk, an animal, it's also a magazine, and then Snark. And then, this is what I forgot the second time, a planner page. This is from my last year's planner. And then postcard, another tip-in, upside down page, and then stickers. And then this is my cluster. And then you got a border, a leaf, mushroom, book paper, and create your own sticker. This is from a magazine, and I used the extra Xeron sticker maker for that. A tree, train, unused art supply. This is the 3D texture plate from Tim Holtz, the one grain one. Stencil, coffee filter. I don't know if you can see it very well. Oops, here. Flower, and then this is probably everybody's favorite prompt, paper dowel, man and thong. And at first I didn't know what I was going to do for that prompt, and then I remembered I had this rubber stamp I had forever. And what I usually use, I have Charlie Brown head stamps, and sometimes when I use this stamp, I use those stamps for the head, but this time I used Dopey. Thought it was funny. And then I got music paper, fabric, and a vintage photo. This is my grandmother, my mom's mom. I think she was 17 in this one. And then you got your coffee and tea page. And I used instant coffee spray that I made. And I used it to color the fabric. And this piece right here. And everything is from Canvas Corp when I was on the design team. And I also used a coffee ring stamp. And an envelope, and then the side of the envelope, this was from when I was doing the reels. You got a secret message. You got something from a bib, which is friend in box. Autograph, and I did meet them 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And then note to self. And then this is the white page. And buttons. And then the magazine page. And then toilet paper. I just use a rubber stamp and put toilet paper on top of it. I did that on one of the last scavenger hunts. And then we had to use a stencil with texture, and I used texture paste. And then we had to use fluorescent colors, and we had to do ink splatters. So this was one of the things I forgot the first time. So I used these inks in the fluorescent. And then this is the tribute page. And I used the other texture or 3D texture plate from Tim Holtz of a computer motherboard. My dad was a computer programmer. So these are my parents from when my dad was in the American Legion. He was commander twice. And then this is my dad when he was a kid. He wanted a pony for the longest time, and instead he got a baby sister. Heard that for years. My aunt got tired of it after a while. And these are my mom. And yesterday, January 4th, was the 7-year anniversary of my dad's passing. And it's also the Consumer Electronics Show this weekend, and I am going to ramble on. I'll always remember that because we couldn't get a limo because of the CES show. But anyway, so when I first saw this prompt, thought it said red flag. So I made a little red flag and cut it out, and then I looked back at the list, and I noticed it said rag flag, and I'm like, oh, what's that? So I looked it up and made it. And then another prompt was vegetable stickers. I don't have any, so I made my own. And these are from the book 100 Most Jewish Foods. I have 2 copies of this, so one I used to cut up, and I used the Xeron sticker maker for that. And this is also one of the things I forgot the first time was this little, well, not the craft bag, but a rubber stamp and also squares. Hopefully you can see that. And then inside of the bag, well, first you got coupons. And then inside of this bag you got paper beads. And then you got another ATC of reused artwork. And then you got a tag. This was the first tag that I did in the book, or for the scavenger hunt. Tissue paper, and then stitching, which was with thread, which was a pain in the butt. I think because the tag was thick. And the other side is matte paper. And then you have to create your own business card. So I happen to have the business card for the printer. My dad had it, and I was jelly printing one day, and I happened to grab that. And so it turned out kind of cool. And I stamped one side with rubber stamps, and then the other side has well, not all my info, but my Instagram, my YouTube, my coffee, and Twitter. Which links are in the description below. And then you got your pink page, and you create your own emoji. And this is something given to me. And then you got junk mail. And then on this side, somewhere you want to visit. Disneyland. And this is the postcard that I did of the craft text And my ransom note, I had gotten these letters long time ago when I was still in Chicago at a thrift store, and there was like tons of these letters. It was a good price, so I used those, and the quote is from, for the ransom, well, there's a quote, it's from 101 Dalmatians. Book paper, Crayola crayon, and when I got to that, looked at that prompt yesterday, I'm like, I have a rubber stamp of a Crayola crayon. So I knew where it was at, so I grabbed it and used it. And then the useless fact, the two most effective treatments for battling depression are exercise and spending time with pets. Well, I've been walking around my house for 6 months, and it hasn't helped me much anyway. Gratitude, I thought this would be hard because I really don't feel it. But I found a quote from A.E. Mill about it. So this is a calendar page of Piglet. Piglet let me take two. Piglet noticed that even though he had a very small heart, it could hold a rather large amount of gratitude. And can't create your own zodiac, but I like my zodiac, so it fits me very well. The Scorpio. And then we had to use a newspaper headline. Well, I don't get the newspaper, and so I went online to the Las Vegas Review-Journal tonight and looked at the headlines on the website and used this one. Travel to Mount Charleston discouraged. Steady rain covers the valley. And I also marked the date and all that. And then this is mend something. So I used from the holiday pack from Tim Holtz, the Valentine's paper. I cut out a heart, and then in the middle I cut it down the middle, and then when I glued it, I tried to put it together. Well, I did put it together, but I did leave a little gap in between. And I wasn't sure if I was going to do these because I'm not the best drawer. There's plenty of people who are better than that, doing that than me. But somehow I did it. You had to draw a monster. You had to draw an art supply, and you had to draw your day. I'll get to that in a minute. And then your favorite subject, school. I drew a book and wrote history on there. And then I haven't been getting out much. And excuse me. Today was the first time I've been out since last Wednesday. So I went to the bank. I went to Target, and then I went to Jersey Mike's, and that was my day. And it rained. So, and packaging, and decorate a paper clip. I just added fibers and ribbon and stuff, and then something you found. When I was looking for the stickers for the alphabet stickers for this, I found the bookmark. And the last thing, hopefully, is the wild card, your choice. I did a magazine transfer with packing tape, and I put the queen on the mandala, which I think is kind of cool looking. So hopefully that is all. Let me look again. Double checking. I'll probably triple check. Did I say this was something given to me? Yeah. Coupon. Squares and rubber stamps. Oh, an envelope was another prompt. Cluster. Leaf to create your own sticker. Mushroom. Book paper. Stickers. Tip-ins. Planner. Packaging. Postage stamps. Stitching. I said this was international. Feathers. Collage. Yep, I think I got it this time. Third time's a charm. So that's it for now. Hopefully, like I said, that's everything. So thanks for watching and see you guys later.